What's up guys, Mass Tactical out here today with the Spartan Armor Triple Tap Reactive Target. This is an AR-500 steel target. It's a very portable target. Today we're going to throw several different calibers of rounds at it to show you exactly what it's made out of. We're going to break it down, show you the components, and show you how to put it together, and show you just how awesome this target system really is. So stick around, and we're going to get into some action. Alright guys, so as you can see, this target system here has a few different components to it, but what we're going to talk about first is the multi-purpose base itself. They've set these targets up on a multi-purpose base so that you can use their target systems interchangeably. So if you've only got one multi-purpose base, you can actually buy a few of their different target systems and use them interchangeably with this base. So that way you don't have to continuously rebuy the base every single time. Unless you want to set up multiple targets, of course, you'll need multiple bases for that. The actual base plate itself, this sits on the ground. You've got 4 legs. They're slanted on one side and flat on the other. You want to put the flat side on the ground. You've got the actual head mount. This mounts on top of the angle iron, and this is what the silhouette of the target actually mounts down into. And this is made out of the same thick steel that the silhouette is made out of. So if you manage to miss the target and hit this, you've still got nothing to worry about. You've got the actual paddles that go down into the silhouette of the target. These are, like I said, it's the triple tap target, so you get 3 different shots. You get a head shot, a center mass, and a lower gut shot. Now this is the actual silhouette of the target. On the front, you flip it around on the back, you've got these little ports, and this is where your paddles are just going to slide down into those holes, and there you go. So you just put those in and you're good to go. The last component here is the piece of angle iron that you're going to need. Now Spartan Armor actually sells this angle iron. It doesn't come with the target systems. You got to buy it separately because it is way more expensive to ship, unfortunately. So it's much more cost effective for you to just go ahead and buy your angle iron locally. Just source it locally from a steel shop or like Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that. So as you can see here, this is just a regular old piece of angle iron. Nothing special about it. It's cut to 48 inches, which is typical stock at these part stores usually. I didn't have to do any kind of cutting to this. I just went to Home Depot, picked it up for 17 bucks total, tax and all, and good to go. That's all we need. So to get started setting this thing up, you're going to need the 4 clips that it comes with. These are just standard little clips, and these help hold the legs into the base. What you're going to do is take your legs, you got 4, flat side to the ground, you slide it in, pop it over, and pop in a clip. You're going to repeat that process with all 4 legs. So the next thing you're going to want to do is put your angle iron in, and as you can see here, we've got 2 different slots to choose from. The first slot is for regular targets, and the back slot is for their dueling tree. It pretty much just changes the pitch of the angle iron because you're going to want to have a different pitch depending upon the target system that you're using. So we're going to go ahead and go with the front slot. So as you can see here, we've got 2 different slots, and there's also 2 different slots that correspond with those underneath on the base of the target, which pretty much just cut all the way through into the ground. So when you put this in, you just line that up with that bottom piece, and it just goes right in through the ground. The next piece to the puzzle is the actual silhouette base here. That's going to line up with your angle iron. As you can see, you've got a slot right here on the base of this. That's going to line up with this piece. You just slide that on over top of that, and it mounts right down in there. The next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and grab your silhouette, and as you can see here on the bottom of the silhouette, there's some slots cut in right there. Those slots line up with the slots on this base plate here, and all you got to do is drop it down in that and line it up, and it'll sink right into place. Now all you got left to do is put your paddles on. A pretty common concern that you'll hear a lot with people when it comes to shooting steel is the opportunity that a round could get thrown back at you from a ricochet. And something that I really like about this target system is not only is the angle iron itself pitched forward, but so is the silhouette. As you can see here, it's pitched forward at such a rate that any rounds coming at it from the front side are going to be deflected down into the ground. So that's a good safety feature, but it also does another thing for the system. Being a reactive target system with the paddles, you've got a lot of play in where these paddles can end up, and because it's pitched forward, you don't have a lot of in the middle. If you've got a target system that sits upright like this, you've got the chance that you could catch a ricochet, and 2, the paddles tend to teeter in the middle. And you're still going to get that a little bit here and there with this target system, but because of the pitch, you get a lot less of it. So depending upon where the round impacts on the paddle, as well as the force of the impact, is going to determine, you know, if the paddle actually gets swung open or swung shut. But with the pitch, you're not going to get a lot of the in-between. First off, let's throw a little bit of 22 long from it, from my Ruger SR22. I don't think it'll even budge it, but we'll see what it does. As I suspected, I didn't really think that 22 caliber fire was going to phase this target system whatsoever. You've seen a little bit of waving in the paddles, but otherwise this target system is well over capable of handling 22 caliber fire. So let's move on up. Let's see how it holds up against a little bit of 9mm from my Glock 19. Handled 9mm just fine, so let's move on up to 5.56. Got the AR here. Let's go ahead and throw some rounds. So I know it looks like at this point that we've covered the canvas of the target system pretty well, but this is actually multiple days of testing and firing on this target. But we're back down range here, assessing where we impacted on the target system. And bear in mind, I was shooting at only about 50 yards away with the 5.56, but I know I hit center mass at least twice, and so I can actually feel a little bit of texture differential here between the 5.56 impact compared to the 9mm impact. And honestly, looking at this thing, I can't even really tell where the 22 caliber impacted at all. But at the end of the day, very slight texture differential there on the 5.56. This target is actually recommended up to 308 caliber, but I don't think you're going to have any problems whatsoever with small arms and, you know, larger caliber rifle fire to this target. Just make sure you're shooting at it from the proper distances recommended, and you know, a fresh coat of paint is going to get this thing back to normal, and this target is a good to go at my station. All right guys, that's going to do it today for my breakdown on the triple tap from Spartan Armor Systems. If you're looking for a good quality chest rig or body armor, or, you know, maybe you want to pick up one of these steel targets for yourself, you can always go to SpartanArmorSystems.com to check out what they've got going on. They are an Alliance member, so as a tribe member, you get to enjoy a discount to their products. If you're not a member of our Warrior Tribe, be sure to get signed up to start enhancing your survivability today. And Spartan Armor Systems is going to be sending us some new stuff here pretty soon to do reviews on, as well as probably some more steel targets for my range project. So, you know, if you go onto their website and you see a piece of gear that you'd like us to review here on the channel, be sure to go down in the comments below, leave me a comment, and let me know what piece of gear you'd like to see. And if you got any questions, comments, or concerns about the triple tap here or any of their other steel target systems, be sure to leave a comment about that too, and we'll get in touch with you. So, as always guys, please remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos, and we'll see you in the next one.